Today I'm going to show you how I make my Cricut mats sticky again. Now, there's a couple of things that you'll need for this if you're going to do it. First of all, you'll obviously need your Cricut mat. And then you're also going to need some kind of multi-surface wipes. Now, I use either the Mr. Clean Power multi-surface wipes, the disinfecting ones, whatever. Then I also use the Clorox ones, and this was like a little special edition type of container, but as you can see, Clorox disinfecting wipes, they're pretty much the same thing. They're bleach free. So anyway, right now I'm kind of just finishing up my Mr. Clean ones. So you'll need some of those on hand. You'll also need something to scrape adhesive off if you have a lot of adhesive built up on your mat. Now, I've made my Cricut mat sticky several times over the last couple of years. I think I've had this particular, I've had this mat and the other one, that pack I think I bought right around the same time that I got my Cricut machines. So, which was back in 2007, so 2008, 2009. I've had them for about 2.5 years. So yeah, there's been a lot of money saved by me being able to do this over the past 2.5 years. And as you can see, I have gotten some major use out of my Cricut mats. But I want to show you how dirty this mat has gotten. Now, I've already done most of this mat, as you can probably see. You can still see the cuts and stuff, but you can see this is all the adhesive that, you know, that is basically built up. Now, this I have done this several times where I've scraped off the adhesive. I would recommend that you do it every time, just because you know, that way your adhesive won't build up like this and you won't have to work as hard each time. But I had several projects that I was doing and I didn't really have the time to make them sticky again in the middle, so or in the middle of all that. So I you know, I would normally not have to do as much scraping. But anyway, you're going to need something to scrape with. I use my handy dandy Cricut spatula. I have a couple of these actually on hand. Or you can also use this. If you don't have very much adhesive on your mat, this came in the little Cricut toolkit. So you can also use this as well if you want to. I just find that the metal one works better. And then the other thing that you'll need is some glue. Now, I like to use the large chisel tip glue, and this particular one is the Martha Stewart Crafts one. It's the wide tip glue pen, and it's probably like, I don't know, I guess it's about 3/4 of an inch wide tip. Some people like to use the Zig 2-way glue. However, I personally don't like that, but you know, whichever one you choose to get, you want to get the widest tip that you possibly can, because you can cover a lot more area that way. But anyway, the Martha Stewart one works best for me. I just have found that it keeps it stickier longer, and that's why I like it. Okay, and then the other thing you're going to need is some paper towels. Alright, so let's get started here. I'll show you what I do. Basically, all I do is I make sure that I have a nice wet multi-surface wipe, and then I just take and I just kind of squeeze a little bit. I make sure that I get lots and lots of that liquid onto the adhesive. And the good thing about these multi-surface wipes is that they don't dry right away, and you want that. You want something that's not gonna dry immediately, because if it dries immediately, then the adhesive is not gonna get nice and saturated. You want that adhesive to be saturated underneath that liquid. So then what I do is I just take and start scraping. and maybe I'll zoom in a little bit here so y'all can see this better. Now I know that this might seem like a lot of work, but in my opinion, it's worth it. Because like I said, I have had this mat and the other one that came in the pack. I've only bought one pack of Cricut 12 by 12 mats in the time that I have had my Cricut. I bought my Cricut at like the week of Thanksgiving, I think it was. I bought my Cricut Expression the week of Thanksgiving. I got my Cricut Original about a week and a half before that. And they had a really good sale at Michael's on the Expression, so I ended up getting that. But I got these mats at the same time that I got my Expression, and I've had them ever since. And I've just continued to, you know, put the adhesive on each time I need it. Now, I don't know if you can see me doing this part, but there is a lot of adhesive on this particular mat. So, like I said, you probably wouldn't have to work this hard. But like I said, I think that it's worth it because this has saved me a lot of money. Not only has it saved me money on the actual cost of the actual mats, but it's also saved me money on gas to get to the store to get the mats. Or, like, if I ordered them online, I would have to pay shipping. I mean, so it's not just cost me, or it's not just saved me the money that I would spend on the actual mats. It has also saved me, you know, money in, you know, gas money and shipping money, or shipping money rather. I wouldn't do both. But, you know, and I mean, one little thing of the Martha Stewart glue, I think is like maybe, I don't know, $3 at Michael's. So it's definitely not, you know, it's not like that's super expensive. And the cost of these wipes don't cost very much. You know, sorry, I had to turn my music down. But these wipes don't cost very much. It's not like they're, you know, they're maybe like $2.97 per thing. I use these wipes all the time for everything. So I always have them on hand anyway. Now, okay. So the next thing that you're going to do, whoa, oh my goodness. The next thing that you're going to do, things are falling. Sorry about that. Okay. So then you're just going to take either your wipe, which normally I would take paper towel to do this, but you just take your a paper towel, or you take your wipey thing, your disinfectant wipe, and you just wipe off that adhesive that you've scraped off or whatever. And just get a little bit more of this off here. Like I said, there were several layers of adhesive on this mat. I'm really sorry if you can't see this very well, but there were several layers of adhesive on here, and yeah, and now all that adhesive, pretty much all of the adhesive, is gone. So I'm just wiping off, pretty much just wiping off my whole mat right now. And I'm going to just dry it off. Let me see what I'm on my time. Alright. So that is it. The whole mat usually takes me, if it's got a lot of adhesive on it, it'll take me maybe like, you know, 20-25 minutes to get it all scraped off. But if you don't have a lot of, if you don't have a lot of adhesive built up on your mats, then, you know, then you don't have to worry about it taking as long. So I'm just going to show you this. now that I've got it all cleaned off. I know it doesn't necessarily look clean, but it is. It's free of all that dirty adhesive, and not only that, but it also takes off like the, you know, any like little tiny pieces of paper and stuff that you have on your mats. So that's the first step of what I do to make my Cricut mats sticky again. I'm going to do a part 2 because I'm going to run out of time. And in part 2, I will show you how I use the two-way glue to put the adhesive back on. So I'll see you in the next one.